Can you guys see my slides with Erv?
Yeah.
Yes. So just a reminder, I can't see what I'm sharing. So if something sounds confusing or if you think I'm off kilter, please let me know. And just real quick, sound check. Can you hear this? Can you hear anything?
Yeah.
Yes.
Love it.
Okay, cool.
Love it.
All right, here we go. So, okay, so just to tie a whole bunch of dots together. So thanks to Ollie. This is a demo of the latest incarnation of Wilsonic. It's MTS-ESP. It's everything that he described to you. So Wilsonic is an MTS-ESP master, and it is in an Ableton Live DAW. And there are 4 software synthesizers, and they're all tuned together to this master. And I have Equator and Equator 2. So I have 2 instances of a Rolly synth. So I'll show it real quick. So I have Equator 2, and I have Pianoteq, and I have Serum. I could go on and on and on, but this is just for our demo. This is what I'm going to do. And so this is going to be, if you're a very sensitive musical person, this is going to be a little painful because it's going to be a lot like me times 4 players playing arpeggios on these instruments. But the point is I'm going to retune the instruments in real time all together simultaneously. So bear with me. You're going to hear 4 different sounds. They're going to be playing slightly different arpeggios. I'm going to explore subsets of Euler Genus at first, just to get your bearings. And then I will reseed it, which is the cool part. So, all right. So I will, this is Wilsonic. And Wilsonic right now, as you cruise around with your mouse, it is retuning in real time. So if you look down here, there's a keyboard. And what you're hearing is a tuning like a pitchfork. It's just a reference tone. That's not a thing of the orchestra. It's just to prove to you that it's to prove that when I tune up these other synthesizers, that their pitch is accurate. So you can see that it's incredibly interactive. So this is Euler Genus, and I'll go to my slides at this point. And the next slide is I'm going to do a demo of subsets of combination product sets and then reseeding them in real time. And this is all using MTS-ESP master in Ableton Live with 4 software synthesizers being retuned in real time to the master. So just as a refresher, I'm not going to recap everything I did the last time. This is a Pascal triangle of combination set lattices. So each row of these is now in Wilsonic, and I will show you that when you go here. Euler Genus 1, this is a single element, and then I actually have a little convenience things here. This is Euler Genus 2, so you have CPS, 2 choose 1, and 2 choose 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5, and then 6. So 6 is the Eikosany, and so you know, one of my favorite Euler Genuses is actually the 4, because you have the tetranies and the hexany and the subharmonic tetrany. And these are actually really musically fun to play around with. But for the demo, I'm going to show you the Eikosany. I'm going to go to the canonical Erv paper first. So just so you guys are connecting the dots, Erv paper renders the lattices in these really awesome designs that are flattened out on a 2D surface. These are super high dimensional structures that are flattened out for easy fingering, and also easy, it's very easy to see from the angles what intervals that you're actually playing. But what's harder to see is the subsets of these, and that's what's cool about this demo. So what I'm doing is I'm rendering each of these structures, not like Erv rendered them, I'll do that some other time, but I'm rendering them as pitch. So this is a pitch wheel. So every single tone that you see here, every single dot is a tone. These are all octave based. So 12 o'clock is C, and as you rotate around, you go back to C. And every single tone that you're going to see is a subset of the Eikosany. So the Eikosany, it's showing what the Eikosany is holding. It's holding it's holding all kinds of structures underneath it. This is work that Craig's been doing for decades, Erv's been doing. I'm not going to get into this diagram right now, but these slides are available in Slack, so you guys can check them out. But when you look at a single given Eikosany, it holds all these incredibly cool, musically useful scale designs within it, and that's what we're going to demo right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an Eikosany, and it's going to have a harmonic dekany subset. It's going to have 6 of them, and then it's going to have 6 subharmonic dekany subsets. And we're going to use the canonical Erv seeding of 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. This is so my Wilsonic plugin is going to kind of look like this. I'm going to switch back over to this. So we have Euler Genus 6. We have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and I've selected the Eikosany. So when I could play this, now when I drill into the Eikosany, now the Eikosany is here on the left, and here are the 6 harmonic dekanies, and here are the 6 subharmonic dekanies. And as I hover my mouse, the keyboard is retuned. You can see the keyboard is changing colors. And this is a point you made earlier, Ollie, about MTS-ESP maybe in the future having metadata about keys. So I'm doing that metadata now within Wilsonic, but it sure would be cool to leverage some kind of future metadata sharing of the tones. So this is where I'm saying MIDI note number 60 is the terms 1, 5, 7, blah, and 61, 62, and so forth. Now, what I'm going to do next is now we get to the boring arpeggio part. I'm going to play arpeggios on 4 instruments. They're all going to be tuned to this. And what I'm first going to do is going to be a little bit jarring. Is I'm going to let the arpeggios play maybe a bar, and I'm just going to switch to another tuning, another tuning, another tuning, another tuning. This is going to be very clinical. It's not very musical, but we're going to build on this. You're going to see where this is going to go. You're going to see why this is so cool from a musical point of view. So we're going to start with this dekany here. I'm going to hit play. Can you guys hear this? Did you hear that? Okay, I'm going to play that. It's going to be a little bit monotonous, but bear with me. The thing to listen for now is the change in the keys. I'm modulating in a way that you can't modulate on a 12 ET keyboard. So these are dekanies. They're pretty dense. I'm going to just pick one for you because I like it. I'm just going to go to this one. I'm going to drill into it. And now when I do that same exercise with the arpeggios, you're going to hear a greater variety, it won't be so dense. It'll be spread out more. So now what we're going to hear is we're going to hear some harmonic tetranies, and we're going to hear some hexanies. And so I'll start here. So right away, already you can start to see wow, you could start to see these are entire moments of a composition. Any one of those places you can stay with for a long time. I'm not going to use Warren's term for it, but and then just real quick, I'm going to oscillate between a hexany and its tetranies. So just real fast. So right away, that's really cool stuff, right? That's Euler Genus, right? Because you're hopping, you're not just modulating within a given structure. Now I'm modulating between entirely different structures. The tetrany is not the hexany. There is no tetrany in the hexany. These are totally different. They're seeded with the same numbers, but they sound very different. So right away, that's really cool. And then just one last thing before I move on, I will now just survey the tetranies because these are really cool. They're very simple. And so modulating between them is very effective. Just that one right there sounds so good. So, okay, so let's back out. I'm going to back out. So I'm going to pause right there before I move on, because the next step is reseeding. So right there with the canonical seeding that Erv used for D'Alessandro like the hurricane, you've already heard a whole bunch of chord structures, a whole bunch of chord progressions, scale progressions that are like musically useful, probably musically familiar, probably you yourselves have probably played chords or progressions like that on your own. That's all there in D'Alessandro with 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. So I'm just going to pause right there if there's any comments or questions. Keep going.
Only comment
This
is
is
that's awesome.
utterly fantastic.
Oh, cool.
Utterly fantastic.
Okay. Okay, keep going, because there's one
And now,
last step.
by the way, are you able to Marcus, record the moves you made in live? In other words, so
Steven,
that
you
those moves you
always-
just made on all those modulations, you can play it back. I know I'm being a dick.
You always ask the hard questions. That, was that Craig that was laughing? Someone else was laughing.
I'm also laughing silently. He's
Okay.
been doing that to me for years on this, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know, but maybe.
So short answer is I'm thinking
Guilty as charged.
I'm thinking deeply about how to automate this. So I'm thinking about, I think the seeds are easy to automate,
Yeah,
but I think the way you traverse this,
yeah.
this, here, I'm just going back to Craig's slides. This, I'm trying to find a way to make this a preset, like where when you drag, you know, your fader, you're cruising through every box. You know what I mean? I haven't thought it all the way through,
Right.
but there's
Right.
got to be a way to have the seeds and the subset as a way to at the very least record it, right? Even if you're trapped in Wilsonic navigating
right.
the way I'm doing it, if you could at least record it and play it back, that's a win. So I'm thinking about that. And again, this may seem sort of random, but this is where, like, Ollie, I really appreciate all your help. The time that you spent with me today doing the installer is the time that you saved for me to solve the tougher problem of automating traversing through an Eikosany and recording that as automation in a DAW. So I really appreciate that.
Sorry to throw something else at you, but what would be really cool is if you had a sort of a glide time slider, so that when you switch from one to the other, instead of instantly switching, you could set a fade time.
Let's talk. Because well, so we do that in graphics, right? We double buffer, right? And we could double buffer with a interpolation. So let's talk. I realize that I know you all can hear when I hit and I hit too soon or I hit too late, and you hear that little snap. There's ways for us to fix that, and Ollie, I want to work with you on that. So. Okay. Now here's the cool part. That was the canonical Erv seeding that we've all known and loved. It's been in D'Alessandro forever. But the thing that Erv really, the thing about Erv that I'll never be the same once I understood it, was these structures can be reseeded with numbers. And for me, I would like to think that my contribution here is I feel like I'm spending more and more time, and I'm thinking more and more about it, about how to reseed these structures to create beautiful palettes that no one's ever heard. Like that's my thing. Like I want to make palettes of seeds in these structures that you've never heard before. Like, and they're beautiful and they're incredible. Like that's what I want to bring to the table. So my motivation for Wilsonic and the software and being here with you guys is to come up with new seedings that have never been heard before, and helping other people come up with new seedings. So let's do this. Before I go and show you a seeding that I like, so you guys you can see all this. So let's go to this. So this is Erv's, canonical seeding. It's 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Now here we have A, B, C, D, E, F. These are the 6 seeds of the Eikosany, or Euler Genus 6. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 11 and I'm going to hold my mouse down on the plus button. And now the 11 will be reseeded from 11 to 12, 13, 14, 15, blah, blah, blah. And it's going to go really fast. And I want you to watch what happens to the F. So the F right now is an 11. but I'm gonna hold this down, and it's gonna be fast at first, but it'll slow down. You'll watch. So now here, I'll just slow down real fast. So now F is at 179. What's happening here?
Wow.
These are harmonics, and they're being octave reduced. So if you were from 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16, 16 to 32, 32, blah blah blah. Like we're slowing down. So that's, I'm gonna stop. That's the 237th harmonic, and it lands right here. So I am reseeding the F. Now watch what is happening to all these other scales as I do that. Every scale that depends on the F is changing in real time as I do this. They're all changing, all of them, right?
Bravo.
By the way, I can go back, I can go to this one if you just want to focus on that. I am only changing the F. So all of the terms of the Eikosany that depend on the F are moving, and all of the terms that do not depend on the F are staying the same. And you can interactively play with the seeding and find the musical strategies that you're looking for. You can find the intervals that you're looking for. You can find the common tone modulations you're looking for, the proportional triads you're looking for. You can do that, and you can make it work all the way down the rabbit hole of any geometry you want, including the Eikosany. So so I just want to show that this is real time.
Wow.
It's interactive. Wow.
Marcus, can we hear that?
Okay, you can, but you're gonna have to hear it next time because I have a bug where I'm not updating the MTS-ESP scale in real time as I'm
Okay.
updating the UI.
I
That's
see. No
my
worries.
bad. No, it's a great question. I wish I could have knocked it out of the park, but there's some kind of, I don't know, kind of update bug that I got.
Wow, you did.
Okay. It works when you just do it like one by one by one, but it doesn't work when you hold it down, which would be really cool. Because then you can start to hear some of Erv studies where he would hold a C and then listen to the different tones as the second tone went around the continuum. All right, so now leap
Wow.
of faith.
Wow.
So trust me that I've played around with all these and I found some cool seeds. So I'm going to show you another seeding, and we're going to do the same exercise. I'm going to start at the Eikosany, go down to the dekanies, find a dekany, go down to the dekany, and go down to the tetranies, go down to and now you're going to hear completely different musical feelings, a completely different palette of emotion. Same structure. It's the CPS, it's the Eikosany, it's its subsets, but it's been reseeded, and it's been reseeded in a way that I like. These are my aesthetics. I've explored forever to find these. So that's what you're going to hear right now. And this is actually the promise of MTS-ESP and all of our scale designs. Our promise is, folks, scale design will be a creative part of making music. I'm going to play with a saxophone. I'm going to play in a rock band. I'm going to choose a scale. I'm going to choose these seeds, right? Like that has to be a part of the creative process. So, all right, here we go. You ready? So we're going to start with the way out and the really dense Eikosany, and we're going to zoom in. Okay.